it's only about a month later. How awesome is that? Oh, who's that? Whose tail is that? I'm going to tell you a little bit about that later. But I wanted to come on and share some exciting things that are going on with you guys today. I actually don't have that much stitching done, and there's a pretty good reason for that we'll go into later. Might have to do with that little tail that you saw on screen. But yes, it's been a big month, busy month, for good reasons, and no, mostly good reasons. But anyhow, I have a few things to show you, so we'll just jump right into that and hopefully make this a nice and quick one. So the only finish I have that I can show you for this month is the new dragon in the Ingleside Imaginarium, Birthstone Dragon Stitch Along. The September dragon, which is Sapphire, is right over here. Well, here's the whole piece. I'll go ahead and show you all of what we have so far. So you can see there we have 9 dragons released, including the newest one, which is the Sapphire Dragon, which is this little sea monster down here. So that's Sapphire Dragon. You can tell it has really nice deep blue colors, and the story behind this dragon is it is a Taniwa, which is a creature from like almost a deity from the Maori mythology of New Zealand. So, you know, South Pacific, Polynesian kind of mythology. Now, these Taniwa were either good or evil. If they were good, they generally were protectors, and so tribes would have their own Taniwa that they, you know, had a relationship with. And they could be found in caves, in rivers, in forests, and in oceans. And the ones in the ocean oftentimes looked like whales or sharks. And so, you know, kind of these draconic, monstery, giant creatures. And so that's why she kind of looks like a whale. And I didn't put this in the dragon info, the trivia, know your dragon section in the pattern, but she's also kind of inspired, again, kind of like March's aquamarine dragon, the sea serpent. The old maps used to have some really funny, silly pictures of here there be monsters or here there be dragons, and have these really weird things that you can tell were inspired by whales, but just weren't, you know, they were a little more dragony. So, you know, she kind of has that feeling to her as well. So the dark blue on top and the light blue on the bottom is kind of like how penguins and whales and dolphins have that coloring to blend in with the ocean and the light coming from above, or the darkness of the bottom of the ocean. And I think she's really cute. She's, you know, the rest of these are very obviously dragons, and she's, you know, a little more unique. And so I hope people appreciate her. And you know, we have a lot of dragons from more European mythology, and I thought it would be really nice to find somewhere else in the world to kind of draw from. And, you know, I didn't really know anything about this creature until I was researching dragons to put in this cell. And I found the Taniwa, and I thought, especially kind of with Moana having just come out, even though that's more Samoan mythology, I thought it would be fun to put it in there. So, yes, there is September Sapphire Dragon, and there are all of the dragons that we have so far. I'm absolutely pleased with how this is looking. I cannot show you the 2 other dragons that I finished this month because they are both the October dragons, October Opal Dragon and the October Tourmaline Dragon. They are finished, but you won't get to see them, of course, for another month. And that's part of the reason why I didn't get much stitching done on other projects, is because I had to get 2 of those little dragons done this month. And they are small, but it's just been a busy month. Along with that, I have just gotten the barest of stitching done on a new start. If you are a Game of Thrones fan, you know that we had our quite exciting finale not too long ago, and the day of the finale I decided I was going to start this piece but also because my fabric came in for it. Now, if you watch Jessie Marie does stuff on YouTube and her Flosstube videos, you'll know that she has started a pattern called the Stark House, or the House Stark banner. It's by a designer named LolitaMade on Etsy. I'll put that info down here. And she was doing this project on a piece of fabric called Valyrian Steel from Hand Dyed by Stephanie. Now this is really perfect because, you know, Valyrian steel is is from Game of Thrones. It's a type of metal that the very best, fanciest swords are made of in Westeros, that have magical powers, and kind of magical powers, not obvious magical powers, but anyhow. In the show, it has this really kind of wavy grays, silvers, purpley blues, like a really cool look to it. And so it's a neat fabric. And she's doing the Stark banner, and the Stark colors are white and gray. And that makes more sense for her to do it. But I saw Valyrian Steel, and of course, I like to copy Jessie Marie. So I decided that I was going to have a sister project to hers, kind of like, I think, you know, we kind of have some other sister projects where they're not quite exactly the same, but they're started on a similar day, or, you know, from the same book, and so I like to consider them sister projects. Anyway, I'm doing not House Stark, but I'm going to be doing the House Targaryen banner. Surprise, surprise, Targaryen sigil is a dragon, a three-headed dragon, and here's a picture of what it will look like when it's finished. And here is what I have so far. I should have taken it out of the Q-snap beforehand. Pardon me. So here is the new fabric from Hand Dyed Fabrics by Stephanie, which I really like. I love it a lot. So I'll just give you a look at the whole fabric. Look at that. It definitely has, like, you can kind of see it here, this darker, greener section, and kind of those swirls, and like I was talking about with the weapons. So it's a really neat piece of fabric. And then here you can see what I have done so far. And actually, a lot of this was done last night on the subway when it took me 2 hours to get home from work. That's why I bring my cross stitch with me on the subway. I don't know if any of you have heard, but the MTA is not having a good time right now. The MTA is the company that runs the subways and buses in New York City, and it's just a matter of a really old system that's never been, it's just not possible to shut things down and properly maintain it, and so now it's just kind of all getting old and broken down, and I'm sure Sandy caused some problems that are still affecting things, so I ended up having to take 3 trains home. Well, 2 trains and a shuttle bus, just because of the way trains were running. So that was really fun. Glad I had my stitching with me. But I'm really excited about this project. This thread is just a DMC thread. It's number 817. And I think it pops really well off of this gray fabric. And I think it's going to look really cool. And not everyone will know that this fabric is named Valyrian Steel, but it's kind of a nice little bonus trivia that I'll know about it when I look at it. And then needle minder here is the Targaryen house sigil that I got from Julia Nifty Needle Nannies. Of course. How could I not use that? And so that's really all the stitching that I got done this month. Something else that kept me really busy, I've been working on designing my stitch along for next year, my mystery cell for next year that I'm kind of thinking about, and I had to release the Autumn Dragon on September 1st, as well as the Sapphire Dragon, so I had to get my PDFs all put together and formatted and finish up designing Autumn Dragon, which I'll go ahead and mention her because I'm going to be moving into haul and kind of like Etsy store information, I guess. So Autumn Dragon has been released. Here's a picture of what she looks like. And so yes, she is available now for sale in my Etsy store, along with the Spring Dragon and the Summer Dragon in the Seasonal Dragons by Ingleside Imaginarium. And so just Winter Dragon is left now, and we can expect Winter Dragon on December 1st, the first day of the winter months. So yeah, I haven't even thought about Winter Dragon yet. I've like vague thoughts, kind of color schemes, but I don't know yet what he'll look like. It'll be exciting to see. And yes, let's move to the little bit of haul that I got. You saw this last time. It's a really beautiful kit called Red Mermaid by RTO. I got it from Walmart.com, although I've been told that I don't think it's available there anymore. But I did see this on eBay, shipping from Russia, so if you really would like it, try there, I suppose. I told you last time that I had ordered a new piece of fabric for this. It comes with a piece of Aida, a very dark blue Aida, and that was the other piece of fabric that I ordered from Stephanie. So it is here. I'm gonna go ahead and pull it out. It's called Midnight Tryst, and yes, crinkle, 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 crinkle. So this is the fabric here. So it's coming out much brighter blue here in the sunlight with that curtain being open. I usually remember to shut it. Sorry for that, guys. Oh. Oh my goodness, who is that? I guess now's the time to introduce the real reason I didn't get much stitching done this month. This is a new Stitchy buddy that I got. It's kind of stitching haul. This is my new cat, Rhaegar. R-H-A-E-G-A-R. He's a beautiful little gray tabby boy. And he has the absolute most delicious spotty tum you ever did see. Look at that boy. Look at that tum. And he is, I think, about 5 months old, 5 to 6 months old. He's got very, very long legs and long arms, and really beautiful tabby markings. I saw him in a cage with his siblings at an adoption event, and his siblings were all solid colors, and I saw his tabby stripes, and I just thought he was beautiful and would look nice with Danny. I know, shouldn't pick a cat for cosmetic reasons, but when I think back on Danny, I picked her because she was pretty too. And I lucked out. And so far, things have been really good with this guy. He's a big purrer. He loves purring. He can get pretty loud sometimes. Oh. Stay here. I don't know if you can hear him, but he's purring. And he and Danny are getting along okay. Danny still gets very irritated. I don't blame her though, because she'll be sitting minding her own business, and he'll come up to her and just leap on her back and try and grab her around the stomach, and she gets mad, and it's like, well, I don't blame you, Danny. The reason I went with a younger cat versus an older cat is that Danny is a very timid cat. She's not very dominant, and so I was hoping getting a kitten would be a little better for her because, you know, she'd be bigger and she could maybe assert her dominance a little easier. But this guy is not afraid to steal food that was literally in her mouth a second before. She'll be up here on the bed and he'll see it and he'll come up and touch her, and she'll leave because she's like, don't touch me. And then he'll lay where she was. So it's like, I don't know if you're touching her because you just want to touch her so badly. He wants to touch her so badly sometimes. Or if he's like, she doesn't need to be on the bed. I can't tell. But definitely a little bit of a usurper. He's pretty sweet though. We're getting along. We're getting there. Not too much trouble. Definitely has those little kitten spurts of energy where you're trying to sleep and he's literally galloping across your face. But, you know, overall he's been a really good boy. The name, Rhaegar. Again, if you're a Game of Thrones fan, you'll recognize that. Especially featured heavily this last season. Daenerys. Dany's full name is Daenerys. And in the books and in the TV series, Daenerys has two brothers. One is Rhaegar and the other is Viserys. Viserys is kind of a jerk, so I went with Rhaegar, and I thought Dany and Rey was pretty cute. So if I'm feeling like I don't want people to know that I'm such a geek, I could call them Dany and Rhaegar, or Dany and Rey, excuse me. If I get another cat, who knows? Maybe I'll have to name it Viserys after having a Daenerys and a Rhaegar. But yeah. And when he's sleepy, he just will literally melt all his weight into you. Like if I were to move my arm on the bottom here, he would fall. Yeah, he is pretty cute at the very least. And so I tell him, I say, it's a good thing you're cute. It is. But yes, this is little Rhaegar. The new boy. The new boy. Everyone's still getting a little settled. He's been here 3 to 4 weeks now. Yeah, I don't think quite a month yet. But he's pretty precious. He's pretty annoying. You know how little brothers are. Yeah, look at that face. How can you stay angry at this cute face? But yeah. So you will probably be seeing him in future videos as well as Daenerys. When I first was getting ready to start the video, she was back here. He was here. They will not sleep next to each other. But Rhaegar will sleep curled up against my back, and Dany will sleep at the foot of the bed. I feel a little bad because Dany's not getting as much cuddle time as she used to because she just doesn't want to be around Rhaegar a lot, but I'm hoping that with time that will get better. We'll see. We'll see. The reason I got another cat was to give her company. I have 3 roommates, and in the past our schedules have all been different, but now we're all working the same 8 to like 6 o'clock job, and so she was alone more than she was used to being. And I could tell at the end of the day when I came home she was restless and kind of cranky, and so I thought, well, you know, maybe now's the time to get another cat to where she'll have company during the day. And they do play nicely sometimes. They do chase each other up and down the stairs. And when Rhaegar does pounce on Dany, she doesn't leave. Like, she could leave and Rhaegar won't, like, chase her around the house. She could leave, but she doesn't. So it's kind of like, well, Dany, I can't feel too bad for you if you're not removing yourself from the situation. But, yeah. It keeps you busy, though, having a little kitten who wants to play all the time. And they don't often sit around nicely for Stitchy time, so that's why I don't have much to show. I was really hoping to get Spring Dragon done, but she's not finished. Maybe that's this month. Anyhow, Midnight Tryst. So imagine all of these beautiful colors on this fabric. I think it's going to be really gorgeous. Again, in person, it's not quite such a bright blue. It's a little darker, but yeah, I'm really excited about that. I think that's going to look lovely. Now, hanmayde I believe, is the name of this person on Instagram, HANYMAD. They are stitching up Red Mermaid, and it's looking so beautiful. I promised myself to get Emerald Mermaid done before I start that, though, so I'm going to really try and stick to my guns, especially since I just started the Targaryen piece. I really have to keep myself to that, just because I have so many whips, and this month I've made such, I'm not going to put that away right now, I made such small progress. Now, this is kind of a sneak peek in a way, but I bought some possible fabrics and threads for the new Stitch Along next year, and I'll probably end up just keeping them all. Because as I design new fabrics, it's kind of exciting to, or new patterns, yeah. Can I have that? You don't need this thread. No, no, no. No, that's not for eating. It's nice to have fabric stash. These are all hand dyed. My idea is for this piece, last year I didn't have any specialty fibers, but the piece was on hand dyed, so I'm thinking a hand dyed fabric, and then I ordered some hand dyed threads as a border color, but there'll only be one color of that. I'm hoping maximum 2 skeins, but the reason I ordered all of this stuff is so that I could start. Sorry, I did that right and didn't even stop to cut it. Anyway, I ordered this so I could start model stitching it, so I could see how much. But these are the options. I won't tell you which I'm picking, but this is a piece of sterling by Picture This Plus in a Lugana, 28 count Lugana. It's very nice light gray with modeling on it. Kind of a cool gray versus a warm gray. I like that one a lot. This is a 28 count casual linen in Ariel by Picture This Plus. Nice light sky blue with the, you know, the very kind of common Picture This Plus modeling. Sorry, I'm distracted. I wonder why. Then this is 28 count casual linen in Fog. This is more of like your on the end of your warm gray kind of spectrum, on the color spectrum, on the gray spectrum. More of a warm gray with the modeling. It's a nice neutral color. And then this is another kind of neutral. It's called Tycho. I didn't know this one was going to be quite so yellow. It's really creamy with a little bit of a cool gray. Like you can kind of see maybe here. This is not a shadow. This is a spot on there. So yeah, all pretty fabrics. My idea I'm looking for is a kind of neutral, stormy, not quite stormy, but like a cloudy day sky. And I think there's one there that I like for that. But that's why I have to do a little bit of stitching to see. The threads that I got are just some Gentle Arts threads, Simply Shaker sampler threads. Well, 2 Gentle Arts threads and then 2 Simply Shaker threads in different grays. So I bought a couple options so I can kind of, you know, do a floss toss on each of these and see what's going to look best. And I think I've decided, at least of what I have here, what it's going to be. Pattern-wise, I got 2 new patterns, and this was really impulsive. Someone was talking about Nimue or Nimue patterns in Stitch Mania, and for whatever reason I was like, oh, I feel like I saw them on this website. It used to be Lena Lawson Needle Arts, and her Etsy stores and her website are on hiatus, I think. So I was looking there and I couldn't find it, but for some reason I was like, I'm gonna look everywhere else. I don't know why. Anyway, I saw this, and I actually saw this pattern a long time ago and didn't care for it, but I saw it now and I was like, I really like that. And now that I'm looking at this, the proportions are actually very similar to my new cat Rhaegar. I'm thinking to start this for Dark October this year. Dark October stitching. This is Shalloween. And it's really neat. Creepy goblin cat with raven wings standing on a jack-o'-lantern. What's not to like about this? And then I ordered this from an online store for I'm assuming a needleworks shop, and I felt really bad because they are actually in the UK and they do free shipping. And I was like, I really would hate to buy just one pattern from them and then have them pay for all of the shipping to the US. So I got 2 patterns because, you know, this was, I think you can find this on eBay / in some American stores for like $15 to $18. I bought it from the UK for $12 and free shipping. So, and it came very, very quickly. I think it got to me in about a week or a week and a half. The other one that I got is this one. It's called La Belle Epoque. I'm awful at French. Matu Vieux. Anyhow, it's this cat. She's wearing a corset and she has a parasol. There's a character in Cats, in some version of Cats the Musical, called Griddlebone. There's this giant fluffy white cat and she wears a corset. And I thought maybe I'll do a color conversion and then she can be Griddlebone. But it has the Eiffel Tower in the background. You can see there in backstitch. She just kind of has a coy look on her face, you know. So yes, if you're looking for Nimue patterns, let me tell you about this shop. It is called Arts and Designs. It's in the UK. The website is www.artsanddesigns.com. Highly suggest them. I had great service and found some patterns that you can't always find here in the US. That is almost it. I have one more very, very special thing to show you guys. I got a surprise package in the mail from one of my, I like to think of her as one of my good stitchy friends. And it is just one of the most thoughtful things that I have received, just because of the effort that went into all aspects of this. I got a new project bag, and you may have seen some of these shared around Flosstube. This is a Momily bag from Emily at Eclectic Possessions, and she picked and made this one just for me. And look at this fabric. Isn't it perfect? I could cry. It's so beautiful and adorable. Look at these little guys, little dragons. She said she looked for so many dragon fabrics and she saw this one. It was her favorite. And so, you know, you have all of the warm oranges and mustards, and then she picked this perfect color to complement the little dragons. It has the lace here and a very, very beautifully installed zipper. And there's more views of the dragons back here. I love this little chocolatey guy. And this one with the rosy cheeks blowing his fire. And this one who looks like he's trying to show off, I think. I just think they're adorable. And it's just perfect. And I happen to have 3 dragon projects going on. The Birthstone Dragon, Sal, the Spring Dragon, and the Targaryen house banner. And so I moved all my dragons into this project bag. This is what the inside looks like. So it's just perfect. It's so beautifully made. And I love it because I know it was made by a friend for me. So I know that she has a hashtag going on right now called Sprinkle Stitchy Kindness, and getting a gift like this really makes me want to pay it forward and sprinkle some Stitchy kindness of my own. So I have to find some time to where I can hopefully share some things and make someone's day just the way that Emily made my day. She's really just a lovely, lovely person, and I'm so glad that I can call you my friend. And I can't wait for Austin in October, because that's going to be really awesome. All right, I believe that is everything that I have to show you. Just because he's curled up right here and he's a little cat that has no say in whether I pick him up or not. Oh, I'm gonna pull Rhaegar in here again so you guys can see him. It's like, I was sleeping. He wakes me up enough at night that I can wake him up and not feel so bad. Lindy Stitches. Stephanie, this is for you. I think I've got another long one. Like, look at these kangaroo legs. Look how strong these feet look. Like, big paws. I think he's gonna be a big one. But, yep. From all of us here at Ingleside Imaginarium, from Rhaegar, Daenerys, and me, Brittany, with that, I'm going to say happy stitching until next time. You know, hopefully it'll be another month. That would be lovely. I would be happy if I was back by then. And, sorry, I got distracted by a cute kitten again. Trying to think plans for next month. Just keep up on my dragon sow and get some stitching done on my new sow for next year, and maybe finish spring dragon if I can. We'll see what I have to show you next video, but yes. Now, to really and truly end it, happy stitching everyone, and I'll hopefully talk to you soon. Bye.